Hey y'all, this is your boy CJ. I'm here to do another video. I did one, my last video was about um, what happened if you don't pray. So this is a continue from the video I did, the last video, but this one is a more about what happened when you do pray. I think I mentioned in my last video that I got a call from home. My sister had called and told me that my mama was on the she only had a short time to live. So at that time, I prayed to Lord, let her live till I get there to see her. So I got on a plane and went down there went home. So when I got to the hospital, my sister was there with my mom, and she said, "She let me take you know where she at." So I go in there, and she said, "Mom, Charles is here." So she raised up and looked at me, and she smiled. At that time, I I think in the hallway with my sister, and they say, "Well, you think we should you think we should go ahead and pull her up? No, no, should we think we should go think we should go ahead and pull the car?" I said, "No." I said, "Let her." I said, "No, don't let her pull the car because you don't know what's going to happen." So I go into the room where she was. I walk up to the bed and I say, "The Lord is not ready for you yet. Because if he had been ready for you, I wouldn't have made it to see you. You've been dead before I got here." So I say, "Well, I want you to get out of that bed and go home because the Lord not ready for you just yet." So I left the hospital. I came back home where I'm living at right now. And I called home a few days later. I say, acting where she was, they say that my sister say, "Mama gone home." I say, "Going home?" She said, "Yeah, she going home." So I'm like, "Go home where?" She say, "Going home," because you know back in the South, when you said you're going home, that mean a lot of time mean that you're dead. You're going home to be with the Lord. Well, they said, "Well, no." They said, "No, she gone and she working at the church, help them feed the homeless people." Okay, so she died 5 years later. That when they called me up the second time about her, she was already dead. So I didn't get the chance to pray and ask the Lord to let me go home and see her. Because when they called me, she did. I mean that the Lord was ready for her. The Lord was ready for her to go at the time that why come I didn't get a chance to go see her before she died. And about 5 years later, my older sister was in the hospital. I got a call and they say, "Charles, uh, if you want to see Pat, you better get down here because they're giving her only a few days to live." So I said, "Lord, let her live until I get down there to see her." So I get down there to see her. I get in my car, me and my wife and daughter, we drive down to Alabama. And when we get down there, my sister was in the hallway again. She said, "Let me take you to where she is." So when I go into the room to see her, she laying in bed with all them tools in her mouth and her nose. And but I know she wasn't dead because she was just laying in bed. She was still. I walked up to her and I saw her moving her eyes. I said, "Pat," I said, "You hear me? Move your eyes." So I talked to her. She moved her eyes. I know that she was living, but she was stiff as on or what. And I walked to her. I say, "Pat," I say, "The Lord is not ready for you yet because if he was ready for you, I wouldn't have made it here to see you. You've been dead already. I said, well, what I want you to do is I want you to get out of this bed and go home because the Lord not ready for you now. So we get back in the, me and my wife and daughter get back in the car a couple of days later, come back to where I live now. And I call home and I ask her, I say, well, I say, where Pat? She said, oh, her husband say, oh, Pat is in the front yard. No, I said, Pat is on the front porch. I said, well, give her the phone. I said, hey, Pat, what's going on, girl? She said, oh, I'm just sitting here on the front porch looking at the squirrels playing in the yard. I said, how you doing? She said, oh, I'm doing good. That's what she said. So we, I stayed down there a few more days to see her with her. No, I came back home, but I went back down there to see her again late after that, and she was doing pretty good. She was doing good. Then I came back home. Then I got a call saying that uh, about 5 years later, they got a call and they say, well, she doctor giving her a couple of days to live. It's the second time. So when I get down there, I go in the room. She said, Charlie, she said, bro, I'm ready to go see Mama. I said, okay. She said, well, don't you want to go? I said, don't you want to go? I said, no, I don't want to go. I'm not ready to go and see Mama because I don't know where Mama at. Then she said, well, don't you want to go see God? I said, no. I said, because I will see God when I get there because God ain't going nowhere. He'll be there when I get there. So so she laid in the bed. I say, Pat, I say, if you ready to die, you want to go be with your mama and your brother. Let's go. You can just go ahead. You can just go ahead, and I'm not gonna be mad with you. So, but when I got back home, I called back and I asked how she was doing. They said she was in the hospital again. This time she had I think stroke or something, and she was in the bed, and she she had told me before that she wanted to die and go see her mama. I said, okay, go. I'm not gonna be mad with you. So I got back home, and a couple of days later, I called back, and they told me that she had died. Now, my brother passed away maybe a few years later after that, and I didn't get a chance to pray at the Lord to let him live till I get home because when they called me, he was already dead. I got called and say, "Oh, your brother passed away," and I didn't have time to pray to at the Lord to let me make it to see him to pray for him. But my point is, prayers prayers make a difference. See, prayer make a difference because when I prayed both times for my mom and my sister, I was able to get down there and pray for them, and they were able to make it for another 5 years. So with my brother, I didn't have a chance because the Lord, it wasn't God's will for me to go down there and pray for them, to pray for him, like I did my mom and my sister. So, like I said again, the prayer changes things. So when you get a chance to read the scripture on prayer, look at James 5:14 and look at Matthew 6 and 36, and it'll tell you about prayers. So I'm going to shut this video down, and I'm gonna get back to you guys on another video sometime soon. But until then, I pray for you. Ask God to bless you and your family and pray for each other, take care, and I see you on the next video. I'm out of here. Later.